Hey, it's Utility Man, back with the last challenge in the realistic, no perk, no elixir series. I have completed the final map 9. Now, I'm sorry it took so long. I have completed this some time ago, and I have no excuse except me being lazy. I still got to thank everyone who supported me. You give a sweaty nerd gaming in his room way too much credit. Anyways, here's a showcase of the run. If you want to see the full run, link is in the description. Cheers! We begin of course with the usual stuff. Open Pack-a-Punch, get yourself the Wonder Weapon, the Homunculus and the Hellion Salvo. But for once, the box is not the biggest problem, because the actual Easter egg can only be started after round 17. And no, I don't include the fetch quest beforehand where you need the skull, the firewood and shit like that. This is also the most annoying thing about this Easter egg. Just so you know, it took around 50 minutes to get to round 17, because the rounds are so slow and realistic. I did already get the fertilizer at that point, so I could start with the actual Easter egg. The first step, where you need to cleanse the prima materia from the Danu Tower, is actually very easy because of the constant max ammos and the homunculi. Although you have to be extremely careful with the Hellion Salvo to not accidentally get into the blast radius, because if a zombie walks in front of you, it's game over. One tactic I did use was to use a homunculus just before going to the final blob. This allowed me to have some spares to use later in the Ra step. After shooting all the bull carvings and killing all the champions, I could begin the lockdown in the Ra tower. Personally, I find this the second most stressful step, as the room is very confined and keeping certain enemies alive is quite scary. However, I think I did the first phase very neatly. I'm sorry the Catalyst and Blightfather aren't visible though. This is because I forgot to record and had to use theater mode to recover the gameplay. While the first phase was easy because it was only Catalyst and a Tiger, the second phase was a bit more difficult because of the Blightfather. Fortunately, I could kill the first two Catalysts before the Blightfather arrived, and I was even able to place down the Scepter of Ra without killing the final Catalyst, so I could easily deal with him. I even was lucky enough to get another specialist drop, which gave me a guarantee I wouldn't waste a self-revive because I killed the fire zombie from too close. Now the first part of the zoo step is very easy. You just wait until the end of the round so you only have a few zombies left, then go down there and just shoot all the lightning rods without any pressure. Or you can be a moron just like me and start the step immediately. Get chased by a big horde of zombies, even though getting tapped once or missing a shot with your explosive weapon can mean the difference between a lost and victorious game. What the hell is wrong with me? Anyway, by some miracle I managed to do it flawlessly, even though I had to replenish my shield once and wasted so much time just running around in circles. I don't know what I was thinking to be honest, but hey, I managed, so I guess it's fine. After that I can start feeding the lightning rods with dead wire kills. Fortunately, the next round was a gladiator round, which allowed me to charge already the most difficult spots really quickly. I was also lucky that I didn't get a fire spitting out of the ground at all 4 locations, and could train over half of the arena consistently, so I had no problem with activating the other rods. The reason I chose the Scepter of Ra as a specialist is just for this next step. You need to hold out for a couple of minutes in the arena while you are being bombarded with brawlers, gladiators and tigers. You have one advantage though. Every kill you make recharges your specialist. This allows you to just place down the level 3 Scepter of Ra and have unlimited revives for the step, as long as you get a kill every once in a while. Not using this strategy is extremely difficult, so I thought it was worth having the Scepter of Ra for the entire game just for this step. This is also how I got 13 of my downs. This last step also completely destroyed my shield, so I had to get another before pleasing the final god Odin. So after doing the small formalities of wasting near a dozen shots of the wonder weapon by shooting the wall, I could start the, in my opinion, most stressful but fun step of this Easter egg, the lockdown in the pit. This step is divided in multiple phases, and even though you get a max ammo for each phase, you don't have enough homunculi to do this step completely, so you need to train for a bit. I did most of the training in the first phase and consumed more homunculi at the final phases, when there are brawlers, gladiators and the Blightfather. I took down the Blightfather while being protected by the Scepter of Ra, racking up another 3 downs, but without wasting the self-revive I had. With this step completed, I could finally start a boss fight. The boss fight itself starts off relatively easy, where you just get a bunch of gladiators and brawlers thrown at you, but with so much space. So I just keep running around, occasionally shooting the Hellion Salvo at the unlucky brawler or gladiator that comes in my way. A bit later the tigers will start spawning in, and while they are easy, they are also very dangerous. Look at the damage the tiger did to my shield with a single hit. That's insane. With half of my shield left, I had yet to start the first elephant. It didn't take long before he showed up. While this is an easy boss on normal, it is not as easy on realistic. When armored, he has some gladiators on top that will throw spears at you that can insta-kill you. So as a strategy, I hide behind a pillar, throwing homunculi to keep the zombies away, and peeking to shoot the Hellion Salvo at his head. However, because I forgot to throw a homunculus in time, I was forced out of hiding. This immediately led to my first down because of the spears I mentioned, even when it missed me pretty hard. At least I got his armor removed immediately after. The next part was rather easy and I didn't have to hide behind a pillar for him anymore. And after nearly losing my shield, I killed the first elephant and could start with the second elephant. I was really stressed at this point, because I had no extra self-revive and because my shield was about to break. I was hoping so hard that the zombie would drop a carpenter, but eventually my shield broke. However, I still did my best with all the odds against me, shooting the elephant with my... Are you kidding me? Fortunately, my frustration turned into relief shortly after, because just before the elephant could kill me with his attack, I got him just a second earlier. After an extremely long grind, I could finally say I did all the Easter eggs on realistic without perks or elixirs on BO4. And after a bit of celebration, I was so happy to see that cutscene finally roll. Now I need to thank you all again for your support. It is so heartwarming to randomly see someone make a comment supporting me a year after the previous video had come out. I'm sorry the channel is basically dead, but I don't really know what to do with it, to be honest. I went to college a few years back, and the latest games aren't really my jam, so I don't know if I'll upload here again or not. Again, thank you all for the support. This was Futility Man. Peace out.